Welcome to your Vinyasa class. You're sitting with Serafina Dawn. Today we're going to do some heart opening and some core strengthening. They go really nicely hand in hand. So we're going to build up a little bit of heat and then stretch it out and open and express the chest. So we're going to start standing. If you are coming with me and playing the Spotify playlist that I provided, you can press play now. And then come up to the top of your mat, take your feet about hip distance, and then bring your hands to prayer. Close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths into your body. Inhaling wider into the ribs. Long exhale. One more like that. Take a full breath in. Exhale. Opening your eyes, releasing your hands down by your sides. Next time you inhale, wide arms, sweep your palms up, look up to your hands. And then exhale, bend your knees generously as you bow, hands to your mat. Keeping a little bend in your knees, inhale, lengthen your spine, gazes forward. As you exhale, step your left foot back, lower your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, full breath, sweep your hands up towards the sky, maybe tilt your throat towards your palms. And then exhale, lower your hands down to your mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back, downward facing dog. So in down dog, you want your feet hip distance, and then bend your knees. This gives space to the sacrum, the low back, okay? Especially if you have tight hamstrings. Nice, generous bend in your knees. And then press down, root with your fingertips. Press the ground away from you with the balls of your feet and your hands. And then with that, lift your hips up towards the sky. So we resist the earth to get more length through the side waist and the hamstrings to tilt the tailbone higher. Take one more big breath in your nose. Full exhale. Great. Next time you inhale, left heel reaches up towards the sky. And then exhale, step your left foot forward, lower your right knee down. Vinyasa, low lunge. Big breath, tilt your hands, maybe your gaze towards the top of the room. And then exhale, lower your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then step forward and fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen, draw your heart forward. Exhale, we bow. Crown of the head towards the earth. Next time you inhale, press down through your heels. Slowly roll up. Imagine like I've tied a string to the crown of the head, and the crown lifts up very last. Tadasana, turn your palms towards the front of the room. Take a full inhale here, and a full exhale. Great, we'll do the same thing other side. Inhale, hands wide. Lift your arms, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and bow, fingertips to the earth. Inhale, draw your chest away from your legs. Exhale, step your right foot back, right knee lowers. Just one breath, low lunge. Inhale, hands up, maybe look up. Exhale, lower your palms. We're gonna step back, downward facing dog. So making those same little checks that we did last time. And then working with your hands, it's called hasta bandha. Bandha means lock. So you're pressing down so much with the pads of the fingers that you're lifting the center of the palm to create kind of a little suction cup, okay? And then root down through your fingertips, lift your hips a little higher. Breathe up into your armpits. Let's take one more big breath in. Long breath out. And then inhale, right heel sweeps up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left knee lowers. Inhale, low lunge, Vinyasa, hands and heart lift. Exhale, lower your palms. As hands come down, lift the back knee, and then step to the top of your mat and fold. Feet are hip distance. Bend your knees. As you inhale, hands can come to shins. We want a long spine from crown to tail. And then exhale, bend your knees more maybe as you bow. Inhale, slowly roll up. And then draw your chin away from your chest, mountain pose, palms turn to the front of your mat. Take a full inhale here. Full exhale. Great, inhale, hands come high. We're gonna add on what we've done. Exhale, chair pose. So in your chair, booty slides back, okay? Hands can come up above the head, or hands can come to your shoulders if you have any sensitivity or tightness in your shoulders, no problem. Hands can also come to your heart. So in your chair, you want to be able to see your toes. Booty goes back, press down through the heels. That's going to activate the glutes. And then heels press down, and almost like you want to push your heels out to the sides of your mat. And then you'll feel the entire outer chain of the legs light up, okay? Let's take 5 breaths here. And now in yoga, it's called Ujjayi Pranayama. We inhale and exhale through the nose. There's a subtle constriction at the throat, almost like you're purring. Okay, so let's take, I talk a lot, so 2 more. Take a full inhale. Sit a little lower as you exhale. 1 more, inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale, sit a little lower. Great, take an inhale breath here. Reach your hands higher if they're up, and then exhale, we bow. Crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, flat back, reach your chest forward. Exhale, lower your hands, step your left foot back. So this next one, you can either lower your knee or keep your knee lifted. We're coming into a high or a low lunge, okay? So for those of you coming into high lunge with me, wrap your right hip back, your left hip forward. And you can feel that when you place your hands on your pelvis. Press down through your right heel, and then root with the left foot so much that you can lift your left heel up away from the ground, okay? Once you've got the foundation set in your legs, lift your hands up towards the sky. And then from here, cactus your arms. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, reach your hands up overhead. 2 more, inhale. Squeeze your shoulders on your back, cactus your arms. Exhale, reach up. 1 more. Great, inhale, lift your heart, maybe tilt your gaze towards the ceiling. And then exhale, lower your hands down towards the ground. Place your palms on either side of your front foot, and then sweep your right foot up and back. Now peek back at your toes. Lift your left heel off the ground. That's the foot on your mat. Flex your right foot and check to make sure all of your toes are facing the ground. So we're not opening our pelvis towards the right. Pelvis is squared towards the mat. You can always lower your foot. If you're like, no thank you, no problem. Lower your foot, do this with both feet on the ground. Inhale here, lift your heel a little higher. As you exhale, come forward, plank. Tap your right arm with your right knee, or you just hold plank. Inhale here, exhale, press back, down dog. If you're coming with me, your foot's in the air, okay? Or both feet are on the ground. We're doing 5. Inhale, lift your right foot. Exhale, right knee connects to the right upper arm, above the elbow. Take an inhale here, look forward. Exhale, press back, 3-legged dog. How many is that? 2? 3 more. Inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, come forward, little tippy tap. Take an inhale breath here. Lift your hips, lift your booty. Exhale, press back. Last 2, we're only gonna do 5 on either side. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, tap. Inhale here. Exhale, press back. Last one, then we relax a little, yeah? Take an inhale here, lift the sole of the right foot. Exhale, little tippy tap. Inhale here. As you exhale, everyone step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee down towards the ground. So we're coming into Hanumanasana. You're gonna straighten your right leg out in front of you. Wrap your right hip back like we did in that lunge. And then you want to ensure your body likes when your joints are stacked because it means more muscle can wrap around the bone. You want your left hip over your left knee. Option to stay here with hands on either side of your leg. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. You can also use a block if you need the height, okay? And ideally, you're creating 2 nice long lines. So line 1, heel to hip. Line 2, hip to crown. So booty pops back, heart and head reach forward. And the more you cleave your heel into the ground and draw your toes up, the more you're gonna feel this in the back of your right leg. 5 breaths. Nice long inhales. Use your exhale to draw your right hip back. 3 more here. Last one, full breath in. Draw your right hip back, press your heel down and kind of pull it back as you exhale. It's so good. Great, use an inhale to draw your right knee forward, so you're bending the knee, and then place your palms and slide your right foot back behind you. So we're kind of in a three-pronged tabletop. Left knee under hip, hands under shoulders, and then you're gonna lift your right foot up off the ground. You can point or flex your toe, but just make sure, like we did in down dog, that your hip and your pinky toe are facing your mat, okay? And then from here, you're bending your knee, and now you can keep your toe flexed or pointed. Either's great, or floint, kind of a little halfway situation like I'm doing. So we're removing the curve in our back. Hug your ribs in, puff your back body like I've placed my hand between your shoulder blades. And then we're just gonna do 10 little pulses here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we lower. Super slow and controlled. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. And now it's an isometric contraction. You're engaging muscle with no physical movement, with your hands on the ground, almost like you want to drag your hands back towards your knee. Whew. Super slow and fiery. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we lower. Last 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time set your knee down on the ground. And then a couple cat-cows to rinse out the spine. Now, tilt your tail, lift your chest. Inhale in cow pose. Exhale, round your back. Puff the back body, chin to chest. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Last one. Exhale, press the ground away. Great, inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk your hands a little forward. Toes are tucked, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 3 breath in down dog to ground. So using this as a moment to settle, deepen your breath. Maybe close your eyes, go inward. Great, next time you inhale, draw your left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, step forward. Lower your right heel down. So we're creating a warrior 2 leg, okay? Your left toes are pointed to the front of your mat, your right toes are pointed to the side. And then you want heel to heel alignment, okay? And now draw your left hip back, press the pinky toe side of your right foot into the mat. And then it's kind of like a down dog in our torso. Ideally, there's very little weight in the hands. Your legs are doing the work. Tent your fingertips, walk them away from your mat until you can feel the space along the ribs and the side waist. And then relax your head. Breathe all the way up into your armpits. 4 more breaths. Good, last big breath in. Long exhale here. And then walk your hands back to the front of your mat inside your left foot. Turn your right heel towards the sky and then lower your right knee. So we're gonna come into lizard pose with our left leg forward. You can walk your left foot further out to the left. Make sure your heel is in front of your knee, not behind, okay? And then option one, you can point your back toes. You're letting your pelvis move towards the ground, and this is getting, hopefully, the psoas, the hip flexor on your right leg, the inner groins on your left leg. Option one, you can stay upright and lift the chest. This might feel really nice. Option two, you can start to lower down. Option three, we're here for about 8 breaths. You might use your prop under your forearms. If you have a bolster, may also be nice. A little bit of extra height, okay? And then no matter what pose you're choosing in terms of what you're doing with your hands, you wanna keep your chest reaching forward. So we're either upright, kind of coming down, or here, but we're not curling into it. Reach your heart towards your thumbs. Heavy your pelvis towards the earth. And then close your eyes, take 4 more Ujjayi breaths. Great, use an inhale to come up to your hands, set your block to the side of your mat. To come out of this, tuck your back toes, wiggle your your right knee forward, and then walk your left foot in between your hands. And you're just gonna step forward and bow, feet are hip distance. And just observe the difference in the legs after we did one side. Take a big breath in your nose. Exhale for keeping a bend in your knees, press down through your heels and slowly roll up, moving real slow. Crown comes up last, chin away from your chest, turn your palms forward, Tadasana, mountain. Take a couple deep breaths here to ground and feel. Notice the heat you've brought into your body. Great, and then opening your eyes, lower your booty for chair pose. Here we are again. So choosing your variation with your hands, yeah? Any shape works. And then in your chair, we're gonna press the heels and lift about 1 inch, and then lower about 1 inch. Inhale, root your heels, lift. Exhale and lower. Press, little baby lift. Exhale, see if you can sit a little deeper. Let's do 5 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach through your fingers as you lower your butt. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. For 3. 2. Last one. Exhale, sit low. Take a big breath in, lift your chest. As you exhale, bow, forward fold. Keep a little bend in your knees. Inhale, flat back, draw your heart forward. Exhale, step your right foot back. So we're coming into high or low lunge. Ideally you do the same thing you did on the other side. Hands to hips, do those little checks with your pelvis. You can bend your back knee, especially if you find that your pelvis is splaying open. Bend your back knee to bring the hips towards the front of the room. And then take your hands up towards the ceiling, no matter what variation you're in. We're gonna do the breath backwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, wide arms, shoulders back, elbows back. 3 more. Inhale to make space. Exhale, draw the shoulders onto your back. 2. Last one. Great. Inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. Exhale, lower your palms down on either side of your front foot. 3-legged downward facing dog. So you're gonna sweep your left leg up and back. So now you know where we're going. You choose. You're either doing little knee taps or both feet on the ground and you're rolling forward to plank pose, no problem. If you're coming with me, come on to the tiptoes of your right foot, that's the foot on the ground. Flex your left foot and then make sure your pinky toe is facing your mat. Inhale, lift your heel. Exhale, tap. Left knee, left upper arm. Inhale here, lift your hips a little higher. Exhale, glide back, three-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale, left knee, little baby tap. Hold, press your leg to your arm. Inhale is here. Exhale, press back. Last three. Inhale, pause, root down through your fingers. Exhale, little tap. Shift your gaze forward. Inhale here. Exhale, glide back. Last one forever today. Inhale here. Exhale, little baby tap. Maybe you can get there. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your foot between your hands. Lower your right knee down to the ground. Hanumanasana. So again, you can use blocks if you need to. Slide your left foot forward or walk your right leg back, knees under hip. And then you'll notice my knee is bent, so this actively strengthens and stretches the hamstring when the knee is bent. It's especially good for people who are really flexible, really open, such as myself. So if you are one of those people, and you know, if you are, bend your knee a little bit, and then press your heel down, draw your booty back. Okay, 5 breaths. Last one. Great, take a full inhale here. Exhale, pull your left hip back a little more. Root the heel down and then pull the leg back. Great. Next time you inhale, rebend your left leg, set your hands on either side of your foot. You might walk your right knee forward and then glide your left foot back. And so you're setting yourself up here for that 3-pronged tabletop, hands under your shoulders. And then you can get ready by hugging your lower ribs in, puffing the mid-upper back. So this engages the erectors and then the muscles along the front of the torso, your transverse and rectus abdominis. Okay? Left leg lifts. Bend your left knee and then take a little look at your foot, right? Can you wrap your hip down, heel or toes towards the sky? And then come back to face the front of your mat, root down with your hands, inhale, little baby lift, little baby lower. So the slower we go, the more of our stabilizing muscles have to get on board as opposed to swinging and using momentum. Connect to breath. Let's do 5 more. Pull your hands back, reach your chest forward. Last 3. 2. Last one, little baby lift. Exhale, lower. Great, this time you can point your toes. Come back to sit on your heels, and we're just gonna take some little cat-cows here. So hands come behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, pull on your knees, round your back. And then 2 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale. Last one. Exhale, round. Great, look forward, take your hands forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Good old downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Notice how you feel the difference in state from your first down dog to this down dog. And then next time you inhale, right leg sweeps up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward. And now we're coming into our warrior two legs. So lower your left heel, press down through the outer edge of the left foot, and then take a little look at your legs. Are your heels approximately heel to heel alignment? Your right knee is over your right heel. And then you can see here, like, booty goes back, okay? More of the outer leg line has to get on board to hug your right hip towards the back of your mat. And then bring your hands inside your right foot. You're walking your hands off the top left corner of your mat. Waltz your hands far enough forward that you're like, I feel this in my side waist, into my armpits. And then relax your head. 5 breaths. Breathe so deep into your side waist to create space. Press down through the left foot. That's your back foot. 2 more breaths. Great, and then walk your hands inside your right leg. Lift your left heel. Lower your left knee down to the ground. So we're coming into lizard on our right side. You're gonna shift your left leg back, your right leg forward, and then pelvis heavies towards the ground. So here, again, we're getting into the psoas and the groin. Ideally, you're doing something that matches what you did on the other side, while also acknowledging that this side might feel a little bit different. Okay, you can stay upright, or if you came with your forearms down to a proper the ground, press your palms or your forearms into the hard surface, and then use the ground as an anchor to reach your chest forward. You can point your back toes if it feels okay on your knee, and then soften your gaze. 8 breaths. Last 2. Great, take a full inhale as you are, and then exhale. Come on up to your hands, take your block so it's within an arm's reach by your mat, and then walk your right foot back between your hands, scoot your left knee forward, and then you're gonna tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step forward and bow. Bend your knees a lot. So we're gonna be here for 5 breaths. You can keep your hands on the ground, you can take ragdoll, opposite hands to elbows, and then you're using, if you take ragdoll, really tractioning out the back, so the upper body, by hanging onto the arms, really creates a lot of space along the spine and the hamstrings. Breathe into the back body. 3 more breaths. Okay, next time you exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. And now you're just gonna lower your booty down to the ground. So coming through a little squat, place your butt on the earth. So we're gonna do a little bit of core strengthening before we go into our peak pose, as much of a peak as we can do in a 45-minute class. So you're gonna come on up to sit. We're taking Navasana boat pose. Okay, so pressing down through the sits bones, you're long through the low spine in the back, and then you're simply gonna lift your feet up away from the ground. Now, Krama 1 would actually be just toes touching the ground. Hands can come to the backs of the legs. Krama 2, your feet are in line with your knees. Hands can stay on the back of the legs, okay? Full expression, hands are gonna lift, okay? Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, extend your right leg towards the sky. Inhale, breath is here. Exhale, rebend your right leg. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your left leg. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend your left knee. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Take an inhale here. This time, as you exhale, lower, halfway, Ardha Navasana. So my chest is lifted, zipper the navel in, feet are hovering. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, we lift back up. We're gonna do that all over again. Take an inhale here. So toes can be touching and you're just lifting, yeah? Inhale here. Exhale, lift your right leg. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale here, lift your chest. Exhale, extend the opposite leg. Inhale here. Exhale, we bend. Inhale here, boat pose. Exhale, half boat. Extend your legs, look at your toes, stay long. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, knees to chest. Great, lower your feet down to the ground. You can wrap your arms around your legs, forehead to knees. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, crow pose. Bakasana. So for Bakasana, two options. You can use a block to get a little bit of height or not. It's yogi's or yogini's choice. I'm gonna demo with a block because it's always great to get your hips up and I find the block helps. So bring your feet together, lift your heels, lift your booty, okay? And now in Bakasana, it's part strength, part balance in order to get into this shape. So you wanna hook, there's two options. A, you bring your legs outside your arms and hug in. B, you get your knee in this little notch behind the elbow. And you'll figure it out in terms of the weight balance and then how much you're driving your knee into your tricep. I find this hurts quite a bit, so I like to have my knees outside my arms. Otherwise, I'm like covered in bruises, and that's how it goes, hey? So, booty lifts, toes on the block or not. Knees a little bit outside the arm or behind the arm. Like we did in those knee taps from plank, you're pressing your knee into your arm. This might be enough for you. You're like, cool, we good here. Otherwise, walk your hands forward, flatten your palms on the ground, and then you're playing with maybe lifting one toe or the other up off your block. Chest comes forward, booty lifts, hug your toes towards your bottom. Okay, and if you can't lift your feet, no problem. You're playing with the weight transfer. So maybe shifting forward and shifting back, okay? So try once with your block and then without your block. I'm gonna do it without my block with my pants all rolled up here. Okay, so tiptoes, booty lifts, chest is forward. Drive your legs into your arms and then you're equally pressing back into your legs with your arms. Maybe feet lift. Whew. Press the ground away from you. Wherever you are, take a couple more breaths. And then we'll meet in a forward fold. Take your feet hip distance, bend your knees a lot, draw the crown of the head towards your mat. Option 1, hands on the ground. Option 2, ragdoll. Option 3, hands come to clasp behind the head, and then you're letting the elbows drape beside your cheekbones. Soften your gaze, 5 breaths. Take one last full breath in. Out your mouth. Lower your hands down to the ground. Lift your head, bend your knees. And then bring your block with you if you have it. If you don't, no problem. You can use a cushion or a bolster. And come to lay down on your back. Okay? So arm balances really work the chest. So we're gonna release the chest because it just did a lot. This, we're gonna do the opposite with some back bending. So first, come on down, bend your knees, take your heels by your bum. You want to be able to just graze the heel tips with your fingers. If you can't, no problem, okay? And then as you lay here, take a couple cat-cows. So you're gonna inhale, puff the belly, arc the back, root the tailbone down, and then exhale, flatten the back, okay? So inhaling, lifting the mid-back, pressing the tailbone down, the ribs and the belly kind of lift, and then exhale, flatten the back. Okay, let's do 2 more like this. Inhale, and then exhale, flatten your back. 1 more time. Inhale, and then exhale, flatten the back. And then maintain the flat of the back on the ground. So the tailbone is slightly drawn towards the heels. You can feel in your vertebra on the ground, okay? And then next time you inhale, slowly begin to peel each notch of your spine, almost like we did when we rolled to stand, up away from the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your heels and your hands. So heels lift, hands lift. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, slowly articulate each notch of your spine to the ground, really drawing out the exhale breath. Tailbone lands last, back is flat. And then inhale, lower your hands and heels down to the ground. Exhale here. We're gonna do that again. Inhale, slowly peel, lifting your tailbone, mid-back, upper back to the shoulders. Exhale, lift your heels, lift your hands. Take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly draw the navel in, press the back down to the ground, slowly walking from your upper spine to the tailbone. Inhale, lower your hands, lower your heels. Exhale fully. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the tailbone, press the heels down, belly lifts all the way up to between the shoulders. Exhale, hands and heels lift. Inhale here, lift your hips a little higher. And then exhale, slowly roll the back down to the ground. Inhale, lower your heels, lower your hands. Exhale fully. Last one. Inhale, lift your tail slowly. Working all the way up. Exhale, lift your heels, lift your hands. Inhale, lift everything a little bit higher. Press down through the tiptoes. And then exhale, slowly draw navel in. Gently roll the back all the way down to the earth. And then exhale, inhale, lower your hands, lower your heels. Exhale fully here. Great. Press down through your feet. Inhale, bridge your hips up towards the sky. So bridge pose, you can keep your hands pressed flat to the ground. You can also roll your arms under, your shoulders under your torso. Clasp your palms so you're creating a tripod. So really rooting down through your clasped palms and your shoulders. Okay, and then the tendency here is the knees to flare out. Hug your knees in, press down through the outer edges of your feet. And then it's 5 breaths. Close your eyes, inhaling all the way up to the upper chest. Exhale. 4 more. Great. Next time you exhale, release your hands. Slowly lower your waist down to the ground. And now bring your feet together, your knees wide, okay, for Baddha Konasana. And then just place your hands on your belly and take 5 breaths here. So now we're releasing the inner lines of the legs, the groins, which worked really hard for us today in those poses. Taking a nice, long, deep breath into the back body. Just as we began, can you breathe wider into your ribs and the sides of your waist. Last one. Use your next inhale to draw your knees up towards the sky. Okay, so for Shavasana, I'm going to offer a little bit of pranayama. I'm also going to offer a passive heart opener. So you can lay flat on your back. You can also take your one block and you're setting it between the widest width between your shoulder blades. So block will come between the shoulders on the wide side, and then the head can come down to the ground, or you can place a pillow, a cushion, or another block behind your head. Head on the ground gives a little bit more of a stretch for the throat, which might be nice. Okay, depending especially if you clenched your jaw in the plank hold that we did today, might feel good to release this part of the neck. Take your feet wide, take your hands wide. And now I'm going to offer a little bit of pranayama here. Wherever you've landed, you can ignore me and just settle into your Shavasana. Or join me for 4-part breathing. We'll take a couple rounds together. So 4-part breath, we inhale, hold, exhale, hold, all for 4 counts. Ideally, it's done through the nose. So if you're coming with me, take a big breath in. Exhale it out your mouth. Seal the lips, inhaling. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Take a big breath in. Out your mouth for if you have time to stay in Shavasana, please do so. Give yourself a little bit more to rest and digest the practice. If you're coming out with me on your back, you can reach your arms up overhead, maybe point your toes, give yourself a full body stretch from wrist to ankle. And then roll over to one side, especially if you were on the block. Come to roll off your block and give yourself a moment in the fetal position before you bring yourself up to a nice tall seat. So coming to sit up, you can sit on your prop or sit easy sitting pose. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, a prayer at your heart. Close your eyes, give yourself a couple full body breaths. We'll close with one sound of Om, the primordial sound that connects all living beings, the pure vibration. Take a full inhale. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Thank you everyone for practicing with me. I'll see you again soon.